Gate agent rips up black girl's passport, not knowing she's the FAA inspector in disguise. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She stood at the airport gate, passport in hand, just minutes from boarding, but the gate agent's eyes narrowed. He snatched her passport, sneered, and ripped it in two. "Try flying now," he muttered. She stood frozen, passengers staring, whispering. Was it because she was young? Or because she was black? What he didn't know was chilling. The woman he had just humiliated wasn't a student, a tourist, or an intern. She was a federal inspector with complete authority over every plane in that terminal. And she wasn't going to stay silent. Watch until the end. Aria Monroe was only 25, but she held one of the most respected roles in the aviation industry. As a federal inspector with the FAA, she conducted surprise audits at airports nationwide, ensuring safety, compliance, and ethics. That morning, she dressed in jeans and sneakers with no badge in sight. She was traveling undercover to observe the behavior of gate staff, blending in as an ordinary passenger. With her afro pulled back and backpack slung over her shoulder, she knew how people sometimes underestimated her. Still, nothing prepared her for what was about to happen in Terminal C. She approached the gate with her ticket and passport, ready to board early due to her status. But as soon as the agent locked eyes with her, something shifted. No greeting, no instructions. It was just a cold stare that tightened into something uglier. And when she stepped forward, it began the moment that would shake the entire airport's foundation. "Step aside," the gate agent barked. Aria blinked. "I'm boarding Group A," he looked her up and down. "Not with that attitude and not with this." He snatched her passport, flipped it open, then sneered. "Fake. No way someone like you flies in." "Business." Before she could explain, he tore the passport in half and tossed it into the trash behind the counter. A hush fell over the waiting area. People turned. Some gasped. Others pulled out their phones. Aria's stomach twisted, not with fear, but fury. She wasn't going to reveal her identity yet. Instead, she calmly stepped back and pulled out her second phone. It was connected to FAA secure services. Nearby staff whispered nervously. Someone muttered, "She didn't do anything," but the agent waved them off. "Security's on the way," he said smugly, pointing at her like she was a threat. But Aria wasn't intimidated. She dialed a direct number. "This is Inspector Monroe, badge 7681. We have a protocol breach and personnel misconduct at gate C7. I need full compliance within 5 minutes." The agent frowned. "Inspector?" The airport manager appeared seconds later, out of breath. "Inspector Monroe, you weren't due until next week." She held up her FAA clearance. "Surprise inspection? And your employee just violated federal law by destroying my passport and denying lawful boarding." The manager's face turned ghost white, and the gate agent? He had no idea his career had just taken its last boarding call, the agent stammered, his arrogance collapsing into panic. I didn't know." "You didn't ask?" Aria cut in coldly. "You profiled me, harassed me, and destroyed a federal document." Security arrived, but not for her. Instead, they flanked the agent while the airport manager demanded his badge and headset. Passengers applauded not because of revenge, but because someone had finally stood up publicly against a system that too often looked away. The agent's last words before being escorted out: "I thought she was just some girl." And that's the problem, Dob. At that moment, Aria made a silent promise, not just to audit this terminal, but to transform it from personnel policies, because power only matters when it protects those it usually ignores. The incident made national headlines. The FAA launched a full investigation into airport staffing and implicit bias training. Aria continued her inspection but was no longer undercover. Her presence became a symbol of accountability, of justice, of what happens when someone underestimated refuses to stay silent. The gate agent lost his job and credentials. But more importantly, thousands of gate workers across the country were retrained. Aria didn't want revenge. She wanted change. And she got it. because what happened that day wasn't rare, it was just finally witnessed. How many more Aria Monroes are dismissed before they reveal who they truly are? And the better question is, what systems are we still allowing to operate unchecked? Where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Take care.